to share those traits which is needed in success in our life. And today what I'm going to show you is something which is important for everyone. It is not only for the business owners. I would say that it is for each and every individual who would like to find, who would like to see success. Let me just put it in the, okay, there you are. So give me a thumb up or Shabi, that you can see the PowerPoint. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
And you can hear me properly also?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. So without further ado, the topic is habits. And if you look at the picture, there are three aspects of habits which I have taken. One is right in the center, which is your health habit. And the right is your financial habit. And the left side is the personal growth. Right. Let me start with a big question. I'm going to read a beautiful text from a book. And you have to guess, who am I? There's a lot of important golden nuggets in it. I'm your constant companion. I'm your greatest asset or heaviest burden. I will push you up to success or down to disappointment. I'm at your command. Half the things you do might just as well be turned over to me, for I can do them quickly, correctly, and profitably. I'm easily managed. Just be firm with me. Those who are great, I have made great. Those who are failures, I have made failures. I'm not a machine, though I work with the precision of a machine and the intelligence of a person. You can run me for a profit, or you can run me for ruin. Show me how you want it. Done, educate, or train me. Lead me, reward me, and I will then do it automatically. I'm your servant. Who am I? That's the question. And that's the topic that I have. The person, who am I, is habits. And it is known to everyone that old habit die hard. I'm not going to go into the old habit. I'm going to talk about the real habit, what you need to do. So welcome everyone to this special coaching on habits. And as the tagline goes, change your habit, change your life. And I'll quote from my book, the quotation of Frank Outlaw, which is very, very powerful. And it says, watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your action, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. Watch your character, for it will become your destiny. That's a beautiful quote. And let's dissect those words which are there: thoughts, words, action, habits, character, destiny, or identity. I'm going to talk about this identity, which is extremely important. And while I was doing the research, there are a lot of things that I learned after so many years of reading on personal development. So there'll be a gift at the end of the webinar. I always try to give some gift. The webinar that I'm doing, I have been doing research for over a month, and I got some of the top books. I went to the library and put more than 10 to 20 hours, I would say, to get this webinar ready for you. All those who are not with the DXN and invited by me via social media, of course, I'll give you a special gift because you are a special guest. And the best part of the webinar is your question, which I'm going to answer right at the end. So let's do exercise. The habit that you have already formed. I would request everybody to who all are watching me, of course, everybody's watching me, just put your right hand and left hand, you know, do it like that. That is, you clasp your hand. I'll give you just 2 seconds. Just do it. 1, 2, and 3. So that is the first exercise that you have done. And now you look at which finger is on top. Is it your, which thumb is on the top? Is the right or the left? So that is one exercise. And the second exercise, which I'm going to do, is you fold your arm like that. You see a lot of people standing and they are relaxing. So they have got this habit of putting their hand. Now you look at your hand, do it without even thinking, just do it automatically, do it like that. And you see which hand is on top. Is it your right hand or your left hand? So this is the habit that you have formed over many, many years. So if you're doing like this, like my left hand goes on the right, and if I want to do like that opposite way, if I would like to put my right hand on top, or if clasping of the fingers, which I'm doing like that, and if you look at the thumb, which is the right thumb, which you see in the picture also, and if you try to put the left thumb on top, it's not going to happen just like that. You need some practice. So this is a very simple example. Over a period, maybe you are 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever age that you are in, you have formed this very simple habit. Today, I'm going to talk about not a macro habit, the big habit. I'm going to talk about atomic habits. And that book, which I'm going to show it to you, has given the definition is atomic habit is the definitive guide to breaking bad behaviors and adopting good one in 4 steps, showing you how small and incremental everyday routine can make that change in your life, positive change over time. And that is a book which I very strongly recommend. I have read a lot of books on habits. And there are, if you go to the library, you go and Google books on habits, this book will come right on the top. And it is, the word which is there right on the top, if you look at, it says, tiny changes, remarkable results. And that's what we are looking for. And I'm going to talk mostly around the book and some other books that I have consulted too. Right. So coming to the 4 stages of habit formation. And there are, number 1 is the cue, that the trigger, which starts the whole habit, the craving, the response, and the reward. This is the habit loop. If you look at the first word cue, that is making it obvious what you are thinking, what you are visualizing. And then craving is the attraction that is there. And response is where we get stuck, we make it hard, make it easy. And of course, we are looking at the reward. Now, the trigger of the good habit is, number 1, make it obvious in your mind, in your thoughts, in your vision, all that you are trying to align yourself to that good habit. I'll give you a lot of examples. Make it easy. Make sure whatever habit that you are trying to, start, that from bad to making it good, make it easy, not hard. And then make it very attractive, what benefit you're going to get from it. And you have to kind of program yourself. And I'm going to go to the brain, the structure of the brain and what's happening inside. And in the end, we are looking at, of course, the result. The satisfaction you will get from doing that good habit. So the first thing is the cue. What starts the whole thing? Seeing, and those 2 words are very important. We have intention, but it has to be an implementation intention. Remember, start is always difficult. There's maximum resistance, and there is, of course, procrastination. There's a fear if I fail, and it is holding us from moving forward. And the question comes, if I try this, if I go into this, running for 5 kilometers, or I start going to the gym, or I start the business, or I start this new work where there's a big challenges, what I fail, that is what is stopping us from making that first start. So now, in order to make a failure analysis, what is stopping you? So imagine 6 months from now, and you now think that I'm into this project, and I moved 6 months from now, and analyze why you have failed. There's a lot of thinking and visualization which have to be done. Best ways to develop this new habit is to, keep on telling yourself, water, it's as simple as drinking water, having those supplements which is required, which is needed, which is the need of the time. So you need to identify how many glasses of water you're taking. It's as simple as that. Water is life, but if you look at, you analyze and you jot down how many, glasses of water are you taking. So motivation comes after starting. All those thoughts, it will not give you the motivation till you don't see the result. We are programmed for result. So remember, you need to do those things over and over again, do it regularly, and the right result will definitely happen. So getting started, if you would like to, get fit, lose weight, enjoy the walk that you want to do, the run, start with small. Just put on your runner, get into your, running attire, and then go out for a walk just for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes. That is what Atomic Habit is all about. So remember, that small gear which you're looking at the bottom of the screen, it moves that big gear which is on the top. That start has to be from you. You have to break that inertia. The second part of habit formation is the craving, the wanting. And then I have explained more into desire and environment. So you need to be the architect of your environment and not the victim of environment. And you know exactly the importance of environment which is there. So good habit is directly proportional to your positive environment. And you have read books on that. So what is the impact of environment? Can you see that guy is trying to meditate? He wants to relax, but there is something happening around that person. So I ask you a question. Can that person meditate and relax? Just not possible. So you cannot have positive habit in negative environment. You need to change your environment. It is up to you now. You have got the guidance that environments, you have heard environments makes such a big difference. And from environment comes the system. And in the system, this brain that we have, there are 3 important parts, which is the neocortex, which is reasoning, and the limbic system, which is there, is called, which controls your emotions, and the reptilian complex, which is that small part, is the instinct. I'm going to talk about the first 2, the neocortex and the limbic system. And in that, you must have heard about this golden circle. There is a man who made it very popular, how our behavior changed. So if you look at this golden circle, the outer circle is called what? The outcome, the result. That is controlled from neocortex. And the inner circle, center one, is called the how, the process. That is controlled from limbic system. And the innermost is called the why, the identity. And please, listen to this webinar for the rest of the time that I'm going to talk about this identity, this why, and why, we don't get what we want is because our why is not there. So this is a guy. This is another book I very strongly recommend to you. Start with your why. And the quote of Simon Sinek is, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. What you do simply proves that you believe in that. If you talk about DXN, when people come to you, they are your prospect, they don't know about DXN. They don't know about Ganoderma. They don't know about the opportunity, the health and wellness. They know you. They listen to you. They buy the product because of you. Whatever they are doing is because of you. So they are not looking at that billion-dollar company with 10 million people. They are not looking at that at all. So I very, strongly recommend that you read this book and get to know your why. Then the why is the identity. If you look at the description which is given there, that's your belief, that's your purpose, that's your driving force, that's your fire which is inside. And how is the process that the system and that thing gets into that habit that we are talking about, and what is the outcome, the end. So the why and the what and all that is not so important till you have not identified your why. Now, look at this system. The problem with people is outcome-based habit. They are looking at what? They're looking at the result. And they are not looking at their why. So the moment you look at the result, that's not going to happen. Whatever you're looking for is not going to give you the right result. You need to have an identity-based habit, what you like to become. From your why you want to do what you want to do. Simple as that. And that is, there are a lot of words like passion and your desire and your craving. So you only know exactly the importance of good health. You know exactly the importance of freedom. Nobody can get you in a bottle and you drink this thing and then you get your freedom. Doesn't happen like that. So there's a lot of exercises to be done inside you. So your success depends on 100% on your why. You connect your dots, your desire, your purpose. My question to you is, do you know your why? Do you know the purpose of your life? Do you know whatever you are doing, work, business, charity work, whatever you are doing, it has to come out from here. That is the emotional. People take that emotional decision, not logical, not that neocortex. That part of the brain is called limbic. That is where all the decision is being made. So your why will be your motivation, your driving force. And you will do at any cost, whether it is time, whether it's money, anything. And that will be that fuel, that energy for persistence. You are continuing to do it. So people basically the what and the where and the when and the who and the how, they are looking on that. There is a paralysis of analysis. I mean, this you must have heard. We go into the what are the ingredients of this Ganoderma and how it is going to be done. Those are much later stage. Your why must be greater and more powerful than your hows and the whats. It's as simple as that. You want to become successful? Get down to your heart, talk to your heart. If the why is big enough, you are ready to tackle any of those what, where, when, how, and whatever those questions which are stopping you from. Success is not a goal to reach or finish line to cross. It is a system. to improve, an endless process to refine. You must have heard that you want to run a successful business, you have to have a system. And it is a system which runs the business. And that is the philosophy of most of the successful people. So the third part is called response. Make it easy. The actual doing. Where the rubber meets the road, optimize your starting line, not the finishing line. Important thing is make it easy, very easy. Big lofty goals I've seen of a lot of people, it never works. I'll give you my own example. In pandemic, you're sitting, you're not going out. So I said, okay, I'm going to do 10,000 steps every day for 5 days. Because a lot of my friends were doing it. They were doing it for a long time. I started and I could not continue. I failed and I stopped. That's my example. So coming to this year in March, I started, after reading this book, that I will start with only 2,000. 2,000 steps is nothing. That's a very easy start. And today, approximately, I'm doing about 7,000. I'm still not reached 10,000. That's only about 5-6 months down the road, but I am going towards that. I love what I'm doing. It is a motivation. And I have an app which tells me how many steps I have taken. I go to the track, I go to the hike, and I make sure I start at whatever step, and then I make sure that it is having that 7,000 plus, 6,000 plus. So if you show up at the gym 5 days in a row, 5 days, even it's just for 2 minutes or 5 minutes, you're casting a vote for your new identity. I'll talk about the vote. You see, every vote that any, electoral person is standing for, prime minister or president, every vote counts. So you are not worried about getting in that shape where you build up those muscles and all. No, you're focused on what you will become. You are taking those small, minute, atomic changes, minute, incremental changes. So this easy habit with that environment makes the big difference. So pick good habit you want to strengthen. Make it easy. And that you need to maybe discuss with your coach. You go to the gym, you cannot start lifting those big weights or start running for 1 hour. It's not practical, to be very honest. Now look at, this is a beautiful curve, result versus time. We are looking at the result. We would like to go there. So the time frame is 1 year. So if you do 1% improvement, where you are after 1 year, initially it is like you can't see anything. Can you see that? And then slightly grows up, and then there's an exponential growth. On the other hand, if you are doing that 1% decline in whatever you are doing, and look at it, it drops and then it steadies. And I'll give you the calculation now. This is a calculation which has been done. The power of tiny gains, 1% better every day, 1%, only 1%. So the calculation is 1.01, that is 1%, to the power of 365. Can you look at it? Is 38% almost. And look at the curve now. In 1 year, where you have gone. Improvement, and the decline we are looking at from 1% down, 0.99, that is 1%, you are gone down to 365 is 0.03. So this is what you need to keep in mind, that 1% improvement that you are doing is going to give you the good result after 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. Everybody is looking for rewards. Making is something, fulfillment, satisfaction. So you have to love what you are doing. Even that small result, little result, more energy while you are enjoying the environment, while you're walking, will give you the motivation. And this comes with consistency. Whatever you have heard so many people talking, that repetition and consistency is what gives you the final result. And Aristotle says it, you are what you repeatedly do. Excellence is not an event, it is a habit. So you cast your weight. Whatever you're doing, every action is a vote to the type you would like to become. And that is the identity or destiny or the final result that you're looking at. So so the true change is the identity change. The goal is not to just read a book. You know, there are a lot of books in the library, you just pick up and, read it. The goal is to become a reader. It's not how fast I can finish the book, how many books that you can finish in a month. That is not important. Important thing is you get in a habit of reading. And remember, readers are leaders. And you would like to become a leader, then you have to become a reader. The true change, as far as the identity change is, if you would like to go for a run, is not to run for that marathon for 40 kilometers or whatever the distance is. The goal is to become a runner every day, whether it is 1,000 steps or it is 10,000 steps or 20,000 steps. That you need to do on a regular basis. Who you become is your identity, and there are 4 stages. This is what I'm going to explain to you now. This is a beautiful, video clip for about 8-9 minutes. But please, once again, I'm requesting everybody, write your question, and I'll be more than happy. Write your questions in your scratch pad or in your notepad over here, and I will answer them. So there are 4 stages of recreating your identity. Whatever habit, whatever identity that you had before, and you want to get into good habit tomorrow, 1 year, 2 years from now, it has to start. And there are, again, 4 stages.